Right, I've got the letter here.
Okay,
so our decision was based on the fact that your complaints, well, some of the incidents you refer to happened over a period of time that fell outside our 12 months.
I understand, but this one didn't. And I asked for them specifically to be addressed and the issues described.
The police are not obliged to investigate, prosecute any person simply because they receive a complaint. So basically...
Well, I know that. I understand that. What we're talking about here is whether or not the complaint was justified. That's simply it. All I'm saying is that here I have prima facie evidence of fraud. Prima facie evidence of fraud.
The police made a discretionary decision not to prosecute.
Yeah, well, so you're saying the Police Complaints Authority agree with this decision not to prosecute? No, I know that, but you make the decision on whether or not the police have acted properly. In other words, if I bring them prima facie evidence of fraud, right, which this is, and it's $1,000 fraud, prima facie evidence, haven't I a right as a citizen to expect a minimum standard of inquiry? Now, I had two detective inspectors.
The police did look into your complaint, but they decided not to prosecute.
Well, they didn't look into it because they didn't acquire the... Well, yes, I do know, because to prove this...
Why don't you take a private prosecution?
No, to prove this... Well, I've got better things to do at the moment.
Well, the police quite clearly.
Well, can I explain to you that here we have simply 3 documents that I've asked the police to take a look at. I have a detective inspector who said to me, it's fraud. I come to you after they dick around for 3 or 4 years and say, no, we're not going to prosecute the fraud, we're not going to do anything about it after 4 years. Now, there's an enduring power of attorney. There's someone who holds that enduring power of attorney padding this account by $1,000. It's not my job to go around filing prosecutions. That's why we have a police force. But as you said, they don't like me. And you don't like me.
No, I don't like the way you've treated the staff here.
Hang on. Staff here, in what way? Could you quantify that, please?
I don't like the fact that you set up a video camera. Like I said, it was a covert.
Well, it wasn't covert, it was in the open.
It was, though.
Absolutely not covert. I put it out here and I was quite open about it. Not a problem at all. I was just trying to record my...
You do not film ourselves without their permission. You do not.
Is that correct?
That's correct. That's why I told you to dismantle it.
Well, I'm interacting...
Can we go back to...
Okay, fine. I'm asking just simply for an explanation. Why...
I'm not going to comment on those 4 documents. It is not for this office. What I will repeat to you, reiterate what the letter says. The police decision to prosecute is discretionary. Okay? We've looked at that decision and this authority had found that decision was justified. If you want to take that matter any further, prosecute it yourself.
And you're saying that on all of those 10 occasions, well actually, to tell you what, the truth of the matter is, I can't prosecute, hang on, can I explain something to you? I can't prosecute this case without the consent of the Attorney General. Who are you, please? Who's this guy here? No, I'm just asking. Well, I don't know. I'm not being not harassing.
I'm sorry, I am. This conversation's about to end. This is the 3rd time we've had this discussion.
Well, I know, but
unfortunately,
am I to understand you correctly that all those 10 issues, because they have been waylaid or put in that too hard to deal with box over the last 10 years, some of them, because the police have been so slack in getting to anything or getting a decision to me. No, I'm just saying, time. Why should I wait 2 years for a response to a perjury complaint? Which is the next one I'll be in here with. Why should I wait 2 years?
I have no idea. I have to take your word for it that you waited 2 years.
Okay. Well, it's in the paper trail.
We got the file, we had a look at it, and based on the fact, most of your complaints to this authority were out of time, and secondly, it's a police discretionary function on whether to prosecute or not, and that decision, like I said, we're not a prosecutory body or agency. We can't, based on what we were told, that decision was made through the proper, correct...
Well, hang on. Don't you investigate complaints? You only accept what you've been told. Well, how have you investigated this one?
I've told you, we pulled the file on it. We used the file.
Could you explain to me why it's okay?
Comment on the
well, okay. I'll tell you what. I'm writing a book on how to rip off old people, basically, and the first thing I'm going to suggest is they go out and get someone's power of attorney, then they inflate the accounts and make them sound like they're much bigger than they really are.
Well,
that sounds like a good idea to me.
If you're going to write a book, you obviously thinking about becoming an author. I suggest that you put most of your energies into that instead of hassling us about a decision that has been made and is completely and utterly final.
Really, completely and utterly final.
That's correct.
Unless I prosecute myself and prove that you're actually...
You've got that right.
There's
a remedy there right for you right there.
Why should I do that?
Why should you not do it?
Because there's a police force to prosecute and protect me. Serve and protect. Have you ever heard of serve and protect?
But there's a discretion, and you've decided to exercise their discretion.
My entire life, they've exercised their discretion.
Well, I suggest if your entire life is revolved around this, then you
not at all.
Find something else.
Not at all, ladies. No, I'm just saying.
It's a little bit silly, isn't it, eh?
This is not the only thing. This is only the minor thing. I'm starting with the easy ones first for you.
Well, I can tell you
this is the easy one. I'll be back over the hard one.
A little bit stressed out.
I don't think so. I'll go now, but that's all right. You have a nice day. Really stressed out.
Yes.
Lady, take a chill pill, really. I'm quite behaved. I've just come in here with a camera, public place, camera, wanting to record my interaction with you. So there's no, miscommunication about what was said.
And I'm telling you that you can't.
And you're telling me?
And unfortunately, you do what I say goes. So you need to pack up your belongings and leave the office.
See you next week.
Come back next week. Anything like what you did today.
Excuse me, there's one issue at a time. We're dealing with one issue at a time. I've asked for one issue, now I'll be back with the next one. No, you've dealt with it. I haven't. I'm sorry. I haven't.
Well, you need to go and get some help then, because obviously you need to move past it, Mr. Crowder.
You're saying I've just got to accept people stick their hands into your pocket and rip you off.
Such is my valuable time.
Valuable time. Good night. See you on YouTube.